Hey everyone, I'm Andy Wyke, and I'm coming to you today to present something very special at the Chicago Pipe Show this year, the 30th anniversary of the Chicago Pipe Show. Peterson gave a very special presentation on how they turned their bowls in-house. And we've been working with the guys at Peterson to bring a version of that presentation to you all, and I hope you enjoy.
The Brier arrive in the factory on the pallet in sacks. The first things we do is checking the quality and the quantity of blocks we receive. The Brier we use come from the Mediterranean area. We usually prefer to buy from a different supplier to have a better selection of quality and sizes. We empty all the sacks, we put the blocks in the trolley for the drying process. The drying process consists in removing the humidity from the blocks of Brier. So we put all the blocks divided per sizes on the trolley for the drying process. The dry room is not an oven, it's just a room where the temperature and the humidity is under our control. So we can dry the blocks of Brier how we prefer. Usually we are happy with the result when the humidity in the blocks is about 40%. So we empty a sack of the size we need to sort in a big pallet. Then we take a block of Brier and we fit it in the shape template with about the same measure until we found the best one. The block has to be sorted considering the size, the shape, the issues it could have, and most important, the squaring process. So it has to be a little bit bigger than the template. When we found the best shape template, we put the block in the box for the selected shape. We follow the same process for all the blocks of the batch. When we finish to sort all the blocks, count all the quantity for each shape sorted in the cardboard and update the quantity on the software. After that, we put the sorted block in a pallet for the same shape. When we have to start the making process, we look at the quantity we have in the stock through the software, and if there are any priority, we choose the shape we need. Usually we have some bestseller that we produce 3-4 times a year in big quantity, so about 1,500-2,000 bowl. Sometimes we make a small batch or a limited edition even for 300-500 bowls. The squaring process consists in squaring all the blocks with the same size, avoiding strange cut or cracks or issue that can make problem during the bowl turning process. So what we do is taking the block and comparing with the template, we remove material until we get the right size for the shape we have to make. When the block is squared, we mark with a pencil the profile and then we cut it on the bandsaw. All the blocks after the cut on the bandsaw are gonna be the same, and they're gonna be ready for the ball turning process. In the ball turning area, we have 7 machines. We have 3 machines for the straight shapes and 4 machines for the bent shape. So it's a flaring machine, a straight shank machine, and a side bottom machine for the straight, and a flaring machine, shank bent machine, side bottom machine, and wings machine for the bent shapes. So what we do first is setting the machine. We put the knife in the right position to turn the right shape with the right size. Here, even a very small mistake can compromise all the result and the production, so we have to be very, very accurate. So the blades have to be sharp, put in the position, and with the template and the sample, we set the machine in the right way. We repeat the same for all the machine we need to use. And we make some tests, and when we're ready, we start the ball turning process. On a straight shapes, for example, we start with the flaring machine and we drill the top of the shape, the chamber, and the rim. With the second machine, the straight shank machine, we turn the shank of the ball, and then with the side bottom machine, we turn the side and the bottom of the ball. For the bent shapes, we add 2 more steps. We remove the excess of on the side of the shank that we call horns or wings. And then with the same machine, but with another milling tool, we remove the excess of material on the back of the shank. We set the machine that has a choke with a drill bit and a slide with 2 support, one for the chamber, one for the shank. We set with the right angle and we start the drilling process. We usually do in 3 steps. We have the first drill bit for centering, and the second and the third for drilling the right length. Every shape has a different setup. Usually the straight shapes are more easy, and the bent shapes are a little bit more tricky. The shaping and papering process consists in 3 different steps. The wings removal, 60 grit papering, and 120 grit papering. On the wings removal process, we remove the excess of material on the side of the shank. And on the bent shapes, we remove a little bit of material on the bottom and the side of the bowl. That's to make more easy the shaping process with the 60 grit papering. This part of the process is very delicate because we need to remove the excess, pay attention to maintain the shape and the identity of the shape. The 60 grit papering consists in shaping the bowl with the right shape. It requires a lot of experience and a lot of attention to give to the bowl the right dimension, the right profile, and the right details that make the shape. 120 grit papering is the last step of the pre-production papering process and consists in papering all the bowl, making it smooth and clean to make easy the grading process.
So thanks very much to all the guys at Peterson of Dublin for letting us share this special presentation with you all. I hope you've enjoyed this look behind the scenes at how Peterson turns its own bowls in-house. If you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe our channel, and we'll see you next time.